from Coca. He is the Red Zerg player from France. It's Denver. Help if I did some camera stuff on that.
And his opponent. In the top right-hand side from Team Exxon, possibly, and I don't want to ruffle too many feathers here, the most handsome player of all three races. It's unfair to the rest of us how good-looking this guy is. And he doesn't play StarCraft too bad either there, Grant. It's Gerald. I mean, what a guy. Again, not just handsome, but lives in a fresh apartment, hangs out with the hottest dudes, eats at the best restaurant, whatever the meme is. You know how things go. But you know what's not a meme right now is Denver, because already something sneaky going down here in Dreamhack Winter.
Yeah, and I like this on Oxide, because if you look at Gerald's main ramp, it's very, very wide. It takes 3 buildings to wall off, and a lot of Protoss players won't get that 3rd building until they know it's like necessary. They'll try to skip out on that gateway or use their 3rd building as tech or something like that. You can see here Gerald right now, he's just getting his normal gateway and going for his expansion. He has scouted, okay, so he should have cybernetics core before Nexus if he wants to be safe, and that's it. And the Zealot, fantastic read so far here from Gerald. Now he should feel safe to get his Nexus, and the Probe Scout, very important. But he needs to know what the follow-up is. We can see and the push now starting to move across the map here. Denver moving across with his first roaches. We will see Chrono most likely going in here to the Void Ray, and exactly that is what it's going to be. No batteries, that's brave, but a complete wall with the Zealot in the front here for Gerald. That will stop these Lings from getting in and being annoying, because the Void Ray, despite its incredible defensive prowess against the roaches and the Ravagers, very slow. Lings can exploit that lack of maneuverability, that lack of speed. And now that first Void Ray coming out. Needs to make sure he doesn't get biled here, of course. We see the prismatic alignment coming in. And Creighton, I think it's looking probably not too bad right now for the Polish Protoss. Going to lose a few workers.
Yeah, it's all going to come down to what Denver focus fires here. And Denver maybe not making the best choices in the world with what to go for. A little surprised to see him trying to barge his way up into the main base with not much left in his army. Sure, look, he's going to get 8 probe kills, and that's great. Maybe a few more as the Lings continue to flood in. I don't think so. 9 probe kills are fine, and you might think, wow, he's down by now. And the fact that Denver is not banking a lot of minerals, he's not sending a drone over, and of course, Gerald has complete control of the airspace at both potential 3rd base locations, says to me that Denver might just be staying on 2 bases here, which is so unsustainable as to be as bad as several third world economies that I studied during my master's degree, Grant. I mean, there is just no way Denver can stay on 2 bases and last for too much longer in this fight. And as we see, he's going for the infestation pit, and this gives him all sorts of options as the game goes on, but all of them going to be hamstrung by his economy.
Yeah, so the infestation pit is a little strange. I'm trying to think what he's going to go for with this. 2-base Nidus Swarm Host, maybe. We have the Oracles coming in. They're just finding a lot of damage here. 3 workers may not sound not too much. He doesn't want to lose the Oracle, and he does. But it's really, that's, you know, not far off 10% of the economy right now for Denver, and Gerald behind this is going to be looking to get his first
base infestation pit play is so rare as to be, I mean, there are only about 2 or 3 options you can do with it. I would be unsurprised to think if Gerald is already expecting this Nidus Worm play, and you can see him, look at this, patrolling around with some stalkers, keeping those Void Rays and Oracles active on the map, trying to hunt down Overlords. The Nidus Worm does go down at the 12 o'clock here, but I don't even think Gerald's going to respond to it. The Swarm Host count is at 8, going to be at 11 soon, which is really decent, but Gerald can push forward with a big army here, warp in from that massive number of gates he just finished a while ago, and he's going to have a really easy time, I think, pushing through here on 5 gates.
Yeah, the Swarm Hosts are being forced to be used defensively here, which means there isn't really going to be much damage. There's like, what, 6 Locusts here? A few Stalkers and maybe a Super Battery. If even a Super Battery, they're going to be able to hold this with ease. Gerald is getting his 3rd. He sees where the Nidus is. 1 Locust, I mean, you tried.
Spent most of his army's time wandering back and forth across the map trying to defend against these swarm hosts. So Denver is really utilizing these swarm hosts' positional play exactly as they're intended to be, and Gerald has not been able to muster up a giant force yet, despite having a pretty significant economic lead for the entire game.
This is so beautiful from Gerald. He's hitting on different flanks with Stalkers and Void Rays, just pushing down, just getting a couple of swarm hosts, just keeping the numbers thin, because he knows this isn't sustainable. As you said, it's still a 2-base Zerg, and Gerald has already fully saturated the minerals of his 3rd. He's doing a great job of not taking any further damage. He's pressuring constantly, and now we should see a blink forward. And look, what are the Swarm hosts going to do? They cannot defend themselves.
Man, you love to see it as a Protoss player, and you hate to see it. You know what? I'll take that back. You love to see it as anyone who you love.
And I really hope she's watching.
It looks so good
because, like Disco Bloodbath back 3 map pools ago, a beautiful map, and even Romanticide. I loved like the purple trees, and now you're telling me there's a Candyland one.
Oh, go check out Candy Fever. It's like a standard map, like legit. It could be in the map pool. And it looks beautiful. But we should probably get in and introduce our players here. Take it away, Grant.
In the bottom right, representing Exxon, he is the Polish Protoss player, known for his love of The Witcher and kicking ass in StarCraft. It is Gerald.
And his opponent in the top left-hand side in the blue, representing France, and with a sponsorship from Team Coca Authentica Pepite, it is Denver.
God damn.
Hey,
Guys,
my French is good. I even know what Petit Drogo's name means in French.
Little dragon, right?
I was just going to say Petite Dragon, but yes, you know, whatever. Little Drogo.
It's cute. Not as cute as Lily Kanan, which is
that's true.
Little funny.
But we'll see if he can get anything done with his first push. 4 Oracles and a bunch of Adepts. No glaive.
Yeah, so this has kind of become more standard Geralt. He really likes this. He loves stasis wards. Like, he properly loves stasis wards. Like, people on Twitter love K-pop, he loves stasis wards. And now we can see with the Oracles coming in as well, the DPS level of the army he has is very strong. And 5, 6 Oracles are able to take out Queens, they're able to take out Roaches, he's able to clear Creep very, very effectively. And they're going to continue to build up energy and be, look at how quick the Queens go down!
Goodness gracious, and good rotations here from Geralt as well, trying to get those weakened Oracles out. He does lose 1 Oracle, and will lose a lot of these Adepts, actually.
This was good for Denver.
Second Oracle, yeah, that was really good for Denver, actually. I definitely thought Geralt was going to get a bit more damage done there, but 2 of the Oracles go down, lost 8 Adepts in this push. The Adepts unable to get in the drone line at all. That's a hold for our Zerg player. It looked much stronger for Geralt at the beginning here, but Denver with some good surface area on those Adepts, and now this little run-by might be pretty brutal. These probes have nowhere to run to.
Yeah, there's a sentry here that maybe could have force-fielded early, but it's not going to happen, and now we'll have to force-field to try and save its own life. Doesn't happen. It does look like the Immortal is going to be safe, though, and that's the key power unit here, as the Oracles are forced to come home. At the other side of the map, I think an Adept, a couple of Adepts are able to get in and find a couple of drones. This is nice. This is what Geralt wants to be doing. Both players are at a very even point in the game right now. Upgrades are Protoss a little bit ahead, and with Chrono, he should pull a little bit more ahead. About 2/3 of the way done. So he has partially the tools to deal with Mutalisks. The first few coming in here, and a few Phoenixes with great micro and a shield battery, able to do a lot in terms of holding. And so far, okay defense here from Geralt. The main pressure point, I think, right now for him is going to be this 4th base. He needs to establish it in order to be able to afford all of this tech. He's moving up to Robotics Bay, plus his Twilight Council upgrades, plus General upgrades, plus another Stargate. It's very expensive. This is a lot of Mutalisks right now. And Lings, as I said, they are going to go and pressure that 4th base, and there's just nothing Geralt can do. He's going to have to cancel.
He's going to have to cancel. He's going to have to cancel. He's going to have to cancel. He's going to have to cancel. Oh my gosh, he doesn't cancel. Tries to save it here with a Phoenix, but these Mutalisks are going to come back with enough Ling power. That's a huge mistake from Geralt right now. Overconfidence, a little too much hubris maybe, and he's going to lose that 4th base and an Immortal to boot. This is terrible, Grant. This is exactly what he did not want to happen. The last 30 seconds of this game has gone terribly for Geralt. You were talking a little bit earlier about his tech choices, and it's possible I've been playing too many strategy sim games like Crusader Kings 3, but it seems to me like Geralt is building a very tall army right now. Ling, Muta. Does he even have Banes out? No Banes. Just straight Ling, Muta, which means the upgrades are going to favor, like, he can just go flyer and melee upgrades, and that's all he has to pump out the whole game. Still difficult to deal with. Geralt is trying to build a Robo Bay and a Fleet Beacon and Colossi and get the Phoenix Anion Pulse Crystal upgrade. Like, he's trying to get to this Phoenix Colossus play, but he's got to spread his upgrades and his infrastructure out a little bit more, so he's going to find himself in a very, very weak position in the game for a good solid minute or even 2 minutes more. And until we hit 12 minutes in this game, I think Denver's going to have all of the initiative to be able to attack a little bit more aggressively.
Yeah, the Mutas just seem to have control right now. This map, very, very favorable for Mutalist play. Even a Colossus caught out in the open now. It will go down to the Lings. And this is just starting to get a little bit scary for Gerald. He's down 60 supply. The Colossus in the back trying to defend, but there's just not that much to deal with the Mutalisk anymore. Micro from these Phoenixes will need to be perfect because that Pulse Crystal's upgrade not done, and Denver evens up the series, coronavirus or not. My keys to spin the camera, it's making me sad.
Just follow my camera, I got you.
All right. It's Gerald.
There we go. And his French opponent in the top right-hand side in the blue. Again, with that sponsorship from Team Coca Authentica Pepite, it is Denver. T-Cap. Their logo is a gold nugget. It looks so cool, man. It looks so cool. Now we got we had a little sneaky. He was trying to pull 2 drones, I think, down accidentally, or trying to pull 1 down, but accidentally selected 2. But it is just going to be another hatch opener here for Denver, which looks really good. Again, now Grant, let's talk about these players' potential early game, mid game, and late game, because I think that's something that a lot of people don't know about with these players who are, you know, I've spread my options out anymore. I know what I'm going to do. This game, getting both Roach speed and Aspire is really gas intensive. Luckily, he's got that 4th down a little bit earlier than otherwise, and he may be able to have a little bit more damage done from one of these 2 options, but I'm a little surprised to see him going both speed Roaches and Aspire for the Mutalisks. The Adept barely gets in, misses the Spire though. Gerald, I don't know, what do you think? Is Blinkstalker going to be good against this speed Roach and or Mutalisk play?
As long as he transitions behind it, which he is, I like it as a mid-game control option here. He's going to be able to get out on the map. He still has his 2 oracles, which are going to be able to also offer that harassment opportunity or even just vision game. And a lot of Blinkstalkers, we've seen Protoss players like Goblin do this as well, where you just make like 9 million and try and snipe the 4th base. Right. He's not moving out though so far. Gerald playing
it's remaining
easy. Not even close, baby. Just kidding.
There it is. That 1 minute was like, oh, free kill, boys. I got this. And that's a little, okay, and
talking
nice
about free
counter pressure there. Good blink for Gerald there. A little bit too aggressive with Denver. Both of these players reading the situation really well. But you're absolutely correct earlier. Gerald just playing really defensively this game. I'm not sure that's the right option. Denver getting up to 81 workers already, and he's going to jump straight on top of this Disruptor. Nice splits there by Denver. Beautiful. The Disruptor saves itself, but gorgeous from Denver not eating that shot. And he still has all these Lings, Roaches, and Ravagers ready to go. But Gerald, as you said, tons of Blink Stalkers here, Disruptors on the way, and another Stargate behind this for Gerald. Again, spreading himself wide rather than going tall.
Yeah, and I think the second Stargate is possibly because upgrades are very late here for both players, to be honest.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Stalker's going to try and micro back here. Going to be able to trade pretty efficiently against this army. Doesn't want to be losing too much though, because it does look like Denver is gearing up to be aggressive. He's got a lot of Lings right now. If we take a look, there's 40, 50, nearly 60 Lings, 15 Mutas, 10 Roaches, a few Ravagers here. So a very large army, 106 army supply. And Gerald trying to just shave off some of these armies, but I'm a little bit worried about the potential here for... Why is there a dog there? About the potential here for Denver to split his army into multiple sort of forces and attack in 3 or 4 places at once, because Gerald's army needs to be together. Stalkers need to be en masse, and this is now going to be very, very scary. Super Patrick comes in, but there's so many Lings here.
Denver really abusing the position he has, splitting his army up into a north flank and a south flank, absolutely ravaging the probe line here at the 3rd base, using some cute hold position micro. And look at this, Colossus pops out, surrounded by Lings immediately, and this is terrible for Gerald. Again, trying to transition to this Phoenix Colossus play potentially, but just not reading the situation well at all, allowing Denver to macro behind this. And Denver now has Mutas in the main, Lings in the 3rd, and Roach Ravager coming out to the natural. He is all over the map right now.
And this is bad for Gerald. This is what I said. Stalkers cannot split up this well. He's trying to get some Phoenixes. He's trying to get a little bit more of an army that can split up, but he doesn't have Zealot charge. He doesn't have any Zealots that could have dealt with the Lings. His army was all Stalker, and just although it is a quick army, it's just not an army that can be split into 3 very well. You can see here, you split your army up and you lose one of them. He needs every Stalker right now. Gerald is down, and Denver picks up the series 2-1.